Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Square Enix Star Wars variant PlayArts Kai Darth Vader. Now this is the first time I'm featuring a PlayArts Kai figure on this channel, and I also have this variant Catwoman right here. So if you are into PlayArts Kai, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and comment and let me know what other stuff you would like to see. I am planning on expanding more into the variant universe of figures from PlayArts Kai. They look phenomenal, and obviously I already have this one right here, which the review will be coming up shortly for. So if you like the look of this, then go ahead and subscribe. What I love about this right here is that obviously the variant look for him, it actually kind of looks kind of Old Republic style. So think of sort of Darth Malgus kind of armor right there, and it's just, it suits it so well and just makes him look a lot more agile. He's got a bit of a slimmer physique, however he's still very menacing, very imposing, and it's just amazing how accurate it looks to the classic costume while still having that awesome variant style. I definitely think this is one of those figures that everyone can love. There's a lot of Darth Vader variants out there right now, for example the samurai stuff from Tamashii Nations, that are kind of, you know, hit and miss. It's a bit like Marmite, you love it or you hate it, and this honestly I think everyone can get behind. So obviously empty box right here, love Death Star 2 right there, looks so cool. That's magnetic right there, I love how they open. And then right here we have a bio and an epic picture there. And then on the back we just have some more pictures right there, looking really cool. Let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what this thing comes with. So before we take a look at the figure itself, if you're not familiar, the inside of the PlayArts Kai boxes actually house the stand, so you just peel that off the back of the box, and it also has instructions on the box itself as to how to set it up and how to go ahead and use it. So that is the stand if you're interested. I'm not going to be taking it out for this review because it's kind of pointless, you don't really need it whatsoever. He stands perfectly fine just like most PlayArts Kai figures. And here is Darth Vader himself out of the packaging. This thing looks so amazing. I just cannot get over how awesome this is. Before we take a closer look at the figure itself, let's go ahead and look at the accessories that it comes with. So obviously, as you can see, we've got the lightsaber right here, but first up, we'll go ahead and look at the secondary lightsaber accessory, and it is this epic, massive kind of swooshing accessory. So obviously this is like a mid-swing, and you've got that kind of blurred effect of like when you move your hand real fast. I'm sure it looks very blurry on camera right now. It's a lot like that. You got this translucent red pinky kind of plastic with a bit of white right there just to show how bright and red hot it is. Awesome detailing. The hilt of the lightsaber looks fantastic. It has the hand molded onto it, so you just go ahead and peg it onto the right side so it is only used on the right, but that's fine. Darth Vader only ever used his right hand for his lightsaber, at least in the movies anyway. So we have a pair of fists, one for each side. We have a pair of just kind of open hands, just kind of relaxed open hands. We have a pair of gripping hands, one of which is right there already, and then we have a force choke hand, which goes on the left side. And then the next accessory I'm just going to go ahead and take off the figure just to show you a little bit easier. I like to think of this as like he's either about to use the force or he's just used it and his hand is kind of like smoldering from the energy, like he's just used some kind of massive blast. But it's very nice, the same kind of translucent plastic, and you've got a little bit of paint detail on there as well. I think this is an accessory that people are going to kind of love or hate because it kind of has a sort of Dragon Ball Z kind of a feel to it. Obviously, you never see any kind of physical appearance of the Force apart from something like Force Lightning, which Vader does not use. So this is epic. It's just a very nice little item. And so then we have the lightsaber. Now, I definitely do think that this white is too long, and the red should have been the translucent red plastic, which it obviously is not. So I might go ahead and repaint this and just have like a kind of cherry red kind of translucent paint on there, just so that it looks really thick and glossy and just looks much better, honestly. I think the white just kind of takes away from the effect. It's meant to look like it's very bright, and I think it does its job, but it's just it's just really big. It should have been about that long, in my opinion. So I think that an area for improvement for the lightsaber obviously would have been the paint job, but also having a removable blade so that you could go ahead and store the lightsaber on him would have been fantastic. So looking at the paint detail on him, as you can see, he is not just black. He actually has some kind of navy blue, almost kind of purplish shading throughout the suit right here. So you have it on all of the kind of upraised panels, anywhere where light would be shining down on him, and it looks fantastic. So you have it on these side pods, on the forearms right here, on the shoulders, on his helmet, anywhere where you've got a actual armor piece. Anywhere that's kind of just normal material is just this, you know, standard black plastic. You can definitely see that shading really well when we come down to these shin pieces down here. He looks amazing with all of these molded in bits of detail, all of the rivets and the all the small sections of the suit. It looks a lot more armored and modernized and sort of upgraded than the classic Darth Vader suit, but it also looks quite primitive at the same time. So it has that very Old Republic sort of a feel to it, which I absolutely adore. So now on to Darth Vader's articulation. The head right here, if I go ahead and pull it off, you can see there's a double ball joint in there which moves around, and then you also have a ball joint at the head right here for this neck piece. So you have a very large range of motion technically, but when you actually put it on, because of the way the helmet's designed and this whole neck guard thing here, it does hinder it a little bit, but you can still get really good left and right, up and down, pivoting around side to side. So you still get a lot of articulation, but just not as much as what technically is possible within that joint, but it's still fantastic. Now, all this right here is all flexible. This shoulder piece here is all flexible, so it allows the arm to come out to the side very well. You got a kind of swivel right there at the top of the shoulder, which moves forward and back a bit like a butterfly joint, and obviously it can rotate all the way around, so no problems there. Even with all that bulky armor, works great. Rotation at the bicep right there, double jointed elbows with the rotation there as well, and then you have obviously the ball hinge right here with the hinges in there, so you can go up and down, left and right, and then if you just swivel it around, you can make the hand go in and out as well. Over to the body, you have a ball joint right there and also a ball joint right there, so you can make them go side to side, you can make them go forward and back and left and right, and the same again at this bottom piece, so you can really get him moving quite far. It's pretty damn nice. Now down here at the hips, all of this is nice flexible plastic, and you have the floating hip piece right there as well, so you can go ahead and bring the legs out to the side, they can go forward and back, rotate at the thigh, double jointed knees, and then we have the ball joint and the hinge down here just like the wrists and the elbows, so the feet can go up and down, they can go left and right. We have ankle pivot, we also have a toe pivot right here, which you do not need whatsoever because you have the ankle pivot, but it's on a seam line anyway, so it doesn't detract from the look, so I don't mind it being there. Now, just like most Play Arts Kai figures and most import figures, he does actually have an articulated cape via ball joints and some hinges in here as well, so they can swivel left and right. If they're just together, they do look very nice and seamless. They are covered by this. I think it's one of the best cape jobs I've ever seen, honestly, from an import figure. And then obviously they can ratchet out, and it looks like it's billowing in the wind, and that actually still looks fantastic and still pretty damn seamless. It's only when you start bringing him out to the sides that it looks kind of cruddy. From the front it looks amazing because the silhouette wise he fills in that gap and it looks great, but then you look at the back and it's kind of but as long as you don't look at the back, that is fantastic. Because of all the shoulder armor and everything and how well it's covered, it looks fantastic from the front, and that's really what matters. I love the detail. It definitely has that sort of fake leather look to it, and the way that it curls around him when you have it very close to him, it's just perfect. It's definitely the sort of a cape that I would want a Batman cape to be like. And it just works so well for Darth Vader. We're normally used for Vader's cape just being flat at the bottom, but this has a very Batman feel to it, and it just looks awesome. Darth Vader stands just over 10 inches tall, and as you can see, you can even cross his arms. This thing is amazing. I cannot find a single thing wrong with it. I love the paint, I love the sculpt, his articulation is fantastic. I don't usually like articulated capes. I would definitely prefer a cloth cape almost every single time, but with this figure it just looks so damn good. Even when you pull it like all the way back, billowing in the wind, from the front it looks absolutely amazing. I 100% recommend this thing. The only thing that I would change, like I said, is just the paint really on this lightsaber. Other than that, it's absolutely awesome, definitely worth the money. You can go ahead and get cheap China versions on eBay as well, so for about, I don't know, like a third of the price, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's still exactly the same figure, just by another company, because they just use the same molds. They just buy them off of Square Enix once they're done with them. Honestly, if you're a fan of Darth Vader, this thing is like one of the holy grail figures out there, honestly. This thing should be at the centerpiece of your collection. It should be on your mantelpiece in your living room. This thing looks absolutely amazing, and you should definitely go ahead and pick it up. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see more pictures of anything else from my collection, check out my Instagram. It's Homerino123, and the link is in the description below, along with my Twitter. And if you want to see more Play Arts Kai reviews, go ahead and subscribe. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.